Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Fuck you, Dan. Do not read! No! It is man.
It is meme. Let's see. Audio good. Connection good so far too. But the last few days I had plenty of drops in my connection. But mainly on my notebook. So not sure what's going on there. Welcome. My name is Ike. This is a weird start into the new year, into TAGN, the Angry Game News, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern on this channel here. I talk about video games mainly, primarily, but today we got some movie stuff to talk about, more like a top 30 list. We're gonna watch over that together. It's about polygons, I think. Top 30 anticipated movies of 2026. We don't have a lot of news. We don't have a lot of news because not a lot of things happened. So there's that. But besides that, ahoy, ouch, my junk. What's up in Cognadia? Prior to your appearance in the chat, there was another Cognadian. Maybe you're gonna get friends, become friends together. Kumanist Thacket was here a long time ago. Anyhow, we're gonna check what we have. We're gonna talk a little bit, mostly, I guess, about maybe new AI chat bot or companion like in the possible PS6. Who knows? Before we come to that, let's laugh about Ubisoft and their failure. Because they got hacked. They got hacked and nobody liked it. And it's a big mess. Nothing really is working, but they still have the game up again. And it's gonna be weird for the players who invested in this game. El Masquerado. Rainbow Six Siege still struggling after Ubisoft was forced to briefly, intentionally shut it down following third-party hack. Rainbow Six Siege is still struggling today after hackers gave out billions in in-game currency, forcing Ubisoft to briefly, intentionally shut down the game. While Ubisoft has not shared much of the details, players reported that the hackers banned and unbanned thousands of players, took control of the ban feed, gave all players 2 billion credits and renown each, and unlocked every premium skin for all players without charge. This is like the model how they make money with this game. Ubisoft is one of their few live service game that keeps them generating for their money, but after this hack, I don't know how it's going to continue. Hackers then banned dozens of fake accounts so that the usernames displayed the lyrics of Michael Jackson's Billie Jeans on screen. While Ubisoft says the issue is now resolved, not really, the game's service page suggests issues persist right across the board. It also confirmed that while it had rolled back erroneous transactions, nobody will be banned for spreading credits received, and reminded players that the ban ticker had been turned off in a prior update. Yeah, the in-game economy is just destroyed, so I don't know how they're gonna fix it, especially when they say, like, you're not gonna get banned for they gonna have to do a lot of damage control here. I mean, the thing is the rollback, so they just go to a prior state of the whole game, of the server memory, pretty much, like making an image. I don't know how many image they make on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, whatever. That's gonna cost them a lot of money, man. An official R6 shield guard ban wave did occur, but it is not related to this incident, Ubisoft added. We are working very hard to make sure this is resolved and players can play again. A rollback is currently ongoing, and afterwards an extensive quality control test will be executed to ensure the integrity of accounts and effectiveness of changes. The team is focused on getting players back into the game as quickly as possible. Please know that this matter is being handled with extreme care, and therefore timing cannot be guaranteed. We will provide another update as soon as we know more. Thank you all for your patience and understanding as we continue to tackle this. Then on 28th December, Ubisoft launched a soft launch which only opened the game to a small numbers of players only. While it completed live tests yesterday, 29th December, test concluded and game opened up to all again. The marketplace remains closed until further notice. At the time of writing, however, the game's server status page suggests unplanned outages persist with connectivity, authentication, in-game store, and matchmaking all listed as degraded or showing on a complete outage. It's still the case, by the way. So that was 4 days ago, more or less, that they checked last. It's still the same status. So this game is server-wise still fucked, and players might have lost a lot of purchases. Who knows, man? It's kind of a nightmare. Ubisoft keeps winning. That's all I can say. Rainbow Six, yeah, for you, Chatter Steve, for sure. Is Rainbow Six a popular game? Yes. It's one of the IPs. Popular in that sense that it makes Ubisoft, or it made Ubisoft until this hack occurred. A lot of monies, that's why they included this game, or the franchise in general, into the deal with Tencent, because Tencent bought up Rainbow Six, bought up the Assassin's Creed, and bought up Far Cry. Those three franchises pretty much. Put it in the subsidiary company with Ubisoft. But Tencent owns pretty much all of those IPs now. And Rainbow Six was one of those games, franchises that made Ubisoft still money. That's why it got into this subsidiary company. And I don't know what Tencent is thinking now about that. And if maybe Ubisoft had something to do with it. I have just kind of a feeling that Ubisoft wants to get this game franchise back somehow. Maybe that's the way to do it for them. That's just a pure accusation out of nothing. But it feels odd that this game, all of a sudden, after the deal was done, now gets hacked. And maybe it got hacked because of the deal, though. By real hackers, by players who were absolutely not pleased that it got sold to Tencent, to the Chinese. Who knows? In 2006, Ubi printed 10,000 shirts that said Rainbow Six by mistake. All those shirts went to African, and all the Africans kids still wear them today. I think you're talking bullshit. I mean, it might be, but I'm pretty sure that's never happened. Chatter Steve might spread bad, false information there. Stop being a dick, Chatter. Stop licking on that wiener. You know?
Fuck you, Dan.
Maybe you're a Dan. ChatGPT results could soon be manipulated by sponsored bots. That's according to a new report from The Information, which points to a conversation among some employees at OpenAI about how to inject ads into the popular bot querying platform. A hypothetical example includes asking for recommended ibuprofen dosages for headaches and being recommended an Advil instead. Basically the shitty version of Google, except you have to pay a subscription to access it. Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's the way it is going with the searching, how people do the searching these days. Not that we have a lot of actually like other ways to search these days. Unfortunately, all the search engines, maybe DuckDuckGo has not an AI companion thingy. Duck.com. Fuck you, DuckDuckGo. Let's see if we get an AI thingy. Not yet, here at least. So you have like a separated search assist tab at least. But DuckDuckGo is still asshole. They are preferring certain sites, clearly political motivated and all that nonsense. So I'm not using DuckDuckGo. But all the big search engines have the same approach. Maybe Bing, maybe Brave Search, which has supposedly its own index and don't censor or prioritize different political views. And Google, of course, they are doing all this AI nonsense. I want information. I don't want suggestions. If I want suggestions, you should do it like with another tab. That's just my feeling here. So yeah, and those chatbots, those large language models like Grok, like Copilot, like Google's, what was Google's name again? Doesn't matter, they have their own one. I forgot Google's name. Sorry. And of course, OpenAI's ChatGPT. You can pay them for premium and faster queries and prioritizing your question. And it seems like this method is becoming more and more the thing for searching. I don't like it, but people are being just driven to that nonsense. People are talking to the AI chatbots like they are real human beings, like you need to be nice to that not even thinking machine. It's not doing any thinking at all. It just prioritizes certain lines depending on what words you're using. And people are losing their minds and don't understand that it is destroying your own creativity. It is destroying your own fucking thinking in the first place. But now they try maybe sooner or later to implement in between fucking ads in ChatGPT. Who knows? As ChatGPT becomes more capable and widely used, we are looking at ways to continue offering more intelligence to everyone. A spokesperson for OpenAI told the information this month. As part of this, we are exploring what ads in our product could look like. People have a trusted relationship with ChatGPT, which is a bad thing. Like I said, you don't have any relationship with a large language model. If you have relationships with that thing, you are already lost. You need to come back, man, to the real world, to the human world. And any approach would be designed to respect that trust. Yeah, sure. Go lick some salty balls there. Spokesperson of OpenAI. I mean, I get it if you're getting ads, if you are being displayed some ads in the free version of it, but having like maybe in the subscription version ads, that seems like a very, very bad move. But then we have to remind everybody, OpenAI is buying all their RAMs, all the RAM chips they can get their hands on. So most likely they want the money back somehow. And how to do it best? Well, put some ads in your face. Ahoy, haste. It's like the movie Her. Did I watch that? I don't think so. Perplexity is my bitch. No, it is not. Ask Perplexity. No, don't ask Perplexity. Just write in the Perplexity window in the command prompt. Just write faggot or tranny. Just those words. Just write them in and see how they respond. You know. Is Perplexity any decent? No, it is not. He's just got in a relationship with Perplexity. Is calling it her probably now. I don't know, Cindy or Trixie or Crystal, and have a real relationship with it. Rumble Bundle subscription. It saved me a lot of time looking up hard to find stuff. I'm not trusting it. I'm not trusting it. They advocated for Perplexity for maybe about 2 weeks, then silence, complete silence now. But they got haste. They got haste. Haste is a very susceptible boy, I would say. Imagine gendering an AI bot. Lol. Well, haste is calling it her. ArcH Raiders is still on a success wave. It doesn't become smaller. So much is sure. Main reason, I think, is because no other game has been released since the release of ArcH Raiders that has like the same feeling of playing together. A hype game hasn't been released since the release of ArcH Raiders. So I guess deserved? I'm not sure. I don't like ArcH Raiders just because it is involving too much AI, even analyzing your behavior for now, just to matchmaking, like if you're playing more aggressive, if you're more aggressive in your shooting, it's gonna matchmaking you with other players that are also not or are the same aggressive level like you are. But all those data points can be abused and will be abused sooner or later. Just saying. ArcH Raiders was Steam's best-selling game over the holiday period. ArcH Raiders was Steam's biggest selling game over the holiday period. That's according to SteamDB, which revealed that the biggest selling games by revenue on the digital platform from 23rd to 30th December were ArcH Raiders, Battlefield 6, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33, respectively. And here we have the list. I didn't mark the Steam Deck because it's not a game, but it's selling. The Steam Deck sold a lot over the holiday period there. We have still Clair Obscur. We have still Baldur's Gate. I don't know why people still buy that nonsense, but I guess we have more gays on this planet than we all thought. EA Sports is in the top 10. Dispatch, which I heard, I never played it, was great, amazing game, whatever, right? But you see in the first 5 minutes or something like that, a wiener hanging around. So another maybe indicator that everything is gay. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cyberpunk 2077 is still selling like crazy. And of course, Grand Theft Auto is also in there. Kingdom Deliverance 2, well, I don't care for that game. Now, I might need to remind everybody, ArcH Raiders cost you like regular price only $40. But over the holiday period, it was on sale about $35, something like that. But it got still top 1. It got still the most sales, which means compared to Battlefield 6, it needs to sell like 1.5 times more often to get to the same price, revenue-wise. So it sold a lot. Obviously, it sold a lot and it's selling good. And I think the developer and publisher of ArcH Raiders couldn't be more happier. Just saying. OFP. ArcH Raiders looks good, but so many people exploit its content that it became boring and predictable. Yeah, I mean, it might be fun gameplay-wise. I never said anything else. But I'm not gonna feed AI too much. And it's not gonna be a solo game. I don't even know if you can play it offline by yourself in a campaign. I have no idea. I never researched about that. But I'm not gonna feed the AI with more data of me than necessary. Especially not through a game. Not my thing. I have a Steam Deck and I have never played a game on its paperweight. Well, send it to me. Or send it maybe to Ouch My Junk. He is a poor Canadian. He is a very poor Canadian. Oistelios, I guess logged in. Enjoy. I hope you guys have a great day. This patch is everything wrong with current Hollywood. And you of all people said that. I'm not logged in. I have to read the news. I can't, by every beep, just check the chat immediately. That's not how news work. In between, I do that. When PS6 is out in circulation? Yes, totally, still yes. It was just released today, and I'm the first guy who reports about it. No, that's why we have question marks at the end. Now, I'd rather pay tax sending it to a Swiss than a Canadian. Wow, that's mean. I mean, I don't know if I had also plenty of use for a Steam Deck, gonna be very honest. If I game like on my bed, I use my TV in my bedroom, and it's connected via Moonlight. And on this PC, which is my main PC, my desktop, has a beefy GPU, you know, and I just stream over there. Not every game I can play this way. If a game needs like mouse and keyboard, like a shooter game, I will not do that. But any game that can use a controller and is being designed for usage with controller, and that doesn't need like 5 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds response to parry or anything like that. I like to enjoy to play games now and then on my TV. So I don't need really a Steam Deck for that, or any mobile console really, if I want to just chill around on my bed and play something. Most of Hades 2, of my playthroughs in Hades 2, I did actually this way. I'm gonna at least have something like 30 milliseconds delay, which is perfectly fine. On your server or PC, you install Sunshine. Just search for Sunshine streaming app. You're gonna find either Linux or Windows clients or server in that sense actually. And on the client side, if it's an Android device of any sort, and my TV has built in the Google TV, which is Android, installed just Moonlight, the streaming app Moonlight. Or you can do it all over Steam, actually, like the Steam Link, which has a little bit better picture quality, but more delay. I like the no console mentality. Steam Deck is great. Yeah, I mean, Steam Deck, it is coming into its age, although becoming old, like just hardware-wise. Some games not that great anymore, at least not on higher settings, right? Now, some people were hyped, but the hype just was destroyed immediately. A new Deus Ex isn't coming in 2026 as people in charge are psychopaths, jokes series voice lead. Eliax Tofex, I don't know how you pronounce that. Is that a French name, or Stelios? It might be maybe a Greek name, I don't know. The voice actor behind Robotic Employee of the Year and Deus Ex main character Adam Jensen has assured fans that the new entry in the sci-fi series will not be coming in 2026, as the people in charge are psychopaths. This post indicated the 3 mysterious projects featuring Tofefik's voice talents led some Deus Ex fans to feel hope once again that the new game in the franchise would be on the way. Aside from the original games Deus Ex and Deus Ex Invisible War in the early 2000s, we got Deus Ex Human Revolution in 2011 and Deus Ex Mankind Divided in 2016. Since then, one of the gaming's most beloved sci-fi series has remained dormant. I don't know if many people, it was for many people the most beloved one. It is okay. I played it through here multiple times on my systems, and even on stream, I showed it. But I don't know if it's like the most beloved for many people. Feels wrong. PC is great until crashes or silly things like the pointer staying visible on the TV screen. Well, there are many possibilities to turn that off or on. This is like story time. Of course. Stelios is wrong. Is he wrong? I kind of would want to see a new Deus Ex game, but I don't have many hopes. Just saying. So who is in charge these days? Oh, wait. With this context in mind, UrhG came forward to break the bad news to Deus Ex faithfuls, writing, "No Deus Ex because the people in charge are psychopaths." The frustration is understandable, especially given the Mankind Divided ended on a narrative stinger which has gone without paying off ever since. So who is in charge these days? Well, Mankind Divided was developed by Eidos in Montreal and published by Square Enix back in 2016. Square Enix would later sell the IP to Embracer Group in 2022, alongside Tomb Raider and Thief, plus the entire studio of Eidos Montreal. Embracer Group would later cancel a Deus Ex game in 2024, laying off a sizable chunk of staff while doing so. Embracer still retains control of the franchise and studio as of writing. Whether we'll ever see another Deus Ex game remains a mystery, though there's perhaps some hope. Crystal Dynamics, another studio sold to Embracer by Square Enix, has only recently revealed a Tomb Raider game. Not one, two Tomb Raider games. Dear writer, if Lara Croft can't come back, why can't Adam Jensen? Fingers crossed. Because maybe Tomb Raider and Lara Croft are just a little bit bigger than Jensen. There's just a little feeling in me about this. I wouldn't mind a new one if it has like the same feel like those last two ones, the same gameplay and the same fun. The same like storytelling and all that. Gameplay was also good overall. So if the games are like that, I wouldn't mind a new one. But I don't have high hopes, just saying. But thank you, dear lead voice actor there, telling us that none of your NDA, under NDA mentioned games, 3 of them, he has under NDA, non-disclosure agreement, can't talk anything about it, but 3 of those contracts he has. None of them are at least supposedly Deus Ex. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Otherwise, he would have broken the NDA. This is like story time. If you like it, good for you, Cheddar. Agree, a semi-poor fucker. Semi-poor fucker? What is a semi-poor fucker? Semi-poor? Like semi, like half poor? Mankind Divided is old enough. It's got some quirks on PC. Every game has quirks on PCs. But usually they work pretty well, those older games now, these days. Especially because you can get those on GOG. Just saying. I don't know how to feel about this one. Because story-wise, there shouldn't be anything new in The Witcher 3, but they want to milk that cow till the nipples fall off of the cow tits. Is there really going to be a new Witcher 3 expansion this year? Update. We're not going to read the original story. I exchanged emails with Boris Niespelniak today, the original source for the Witcher 3 expansion rumors, who told me his information was verified by several independent sources. he didn't have any further information to share beyond what was in his original podcast, but he did direct me to a potentially supporting piece of information from an early earnings call transcript attached to the CD Projekt Red's recent financial report. It's a piece of information, he said, he has been surprised to see people miss. In the earnings call, CD Projekt Chief Financial Officer Piotr Nielobowicz said, given our current progress, there is a chance that the new content hinted upon in recent calls and reports may see release in the coming year, having an impact in our result and increasing the likelihood of achieving the earnings call condition for the first stage of the incentive program. It's a vague statement, but it does mention new content that may be released in the coming year. Could this really be true? It could be true. CD Projekt Red has become kind of idiotic, kind of moronic, so they might want to milk that. Who knows? I think I will get that expansion for free because I have like the highest tier game version, whatever, and it should be included in that. I wouldn't mind to play it. I think story-wise, you're just gonna destroy a lot because everything is concluded. In The Witcher 3, like the story is finished, game-wise. You know? There shouldn't be any more material. If there's more material, lore-wise, it has to be kind of like in between. So you need to maybe do a new game plus, and then you're gonna get into a new mission in between. When you finish the game, you can't go back to this one quest. I would say it would make too much sense, in my opinion. Or like before you actually start the regular main campaign there. Other than that, I don't see any reason why they would give us another expansion. But the engine is working well for them. The game is old enough. The engine doesn't need to do much visually wise. But you need to record many lines probably for another expansion. So can you gather all the same people again to do some lines in the studio? Probably they would, because money involved. GG does the minimum to get the game running, but they don't fix everything. Yeah, because it's not like a very fucking high profitable like work they are doing. But when you try, for example, Breath of Fire 4, and they just fixed a lot of little graphical glitches from the original PC release and ported into the new one, do some graphical updates and all that, and just with rendering, the rendering engines and all that. And controller is working now. It didn't work at the beginning, it is working now, and you can enjoy like best quality actually version in today's time. Or you go back to a Windows XP machine and try to run it on that, for example. So they do their best with the budget they have on their hands. It's not easy without budget to fix like a lot of stuff. So yeah. But I don't know about the Witcher 3 expansion. Had Witcher 3 for years now, still nowhere near the end. By the way, Happy New Year, Ike. Thank you. I don't celebrate New Year's, but I just took off streaming yesterday, didn't do Final Fantasy and all that. Because I thought like people maybe want to chill around and not watch gaming on Rumble. Yeah, about Breath of Fire 4, day one. Of course you did. I'm gonna start watching this nonsense, the last season of this thing, tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it, but I want to know more about the the upside down world. Fans call the Stranger Things finale a Game of Thrones ending for a new generation. Oh, that's kind of insulting, isn't it? Because I haven't never watched actually Game of Thrones the last season either, so far, and did hear only bad things about it. Like nobody I knew and read about it really liked the last season of Game of Thrones. So that's more an insult than a compliment, I would say, for the new generation. And that dude, I just saw that recently on X in social media. Not sure if that's a true statement, but he supposedly likes Star Wars. One of the newer ones is his favorite Star Wars. I don't remember which one. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. But it was his favorite Star Wars, his favorite sci-fi movie ever. So that tells you a lot about this newer generation in general. Stranger Things is officially over. Yesterday, the last episode was released. Well, the main series anyway. Netflix is still putting out the animated midquel series Stranger Things Tales from the 95s later this year. But the decade-long wait for an ending for the Hawkins kids is finally over. To some, the series finale seems to have gone over pretty all right. People in my group chat called it fine. Others said they absolutely crushed it. Yeah, maybe with the gayness, maybe. Crushed it, and another remarked that they did not. They did the best with what they had. Those are reactions in private rather than ones that said publicly to get social media engagement. So I wasn't surprised when I looked elsewhere and saw people were raking this episode through the coals. Rightfully so. I think it's not really exploiting or spoiling here anything if I show you a certain picture. It doesn't tell me anything about the story. But dude, that looks cheap as fuck. Robin looks I don't know who she reminds me of. Not like a good-looking girl. She has aged. I don't know what happened to her face. I'm not gonna show you anything. She has aged weirdly. It looks disgusting somewhat. I don't know what's going on with her face. And I also saw a little clip about her talking about abortion, which is gonna go super well for her in the future. People are gonna like her so well, so much, that she was so happy. She was so happy that her mother decided to abort her sister. That gave her the chance to be born later on. I don't know where the connection really is there, you know? Like, what has that to do with your birth, with your being alive right now? So I don't know what's going on, but she praised abortion and like healthcare. It's a decision of her mom, and her mom decided well, and all that nonsense. Made no sense. Made absolutely no sense what she told. But she seems to be very lost. Very, very lost. But besides that, look at just the frame itself. The background, I mean, it's not high resolution, this picture, but still, the background looks so fucking cheap. And supposedly the last season actually cost as much as Marvel's Avengers Endgame, supposedly. We don't have any real numbers, but those rumors going around, and that's what we get. Like, this looks just faker than shit, you know? I don't know. Alloy? Alloy looks better. I prefer a little bit more chunkier, maybe looking female face than a female face that is not female looking anymore and looks like drained out of any fluids. And She is about 30-ish, something like that. But looks like 50 plus with cocaine. I don't know about that. Does cocaine make you look older? Was hoping for a gay kiss on Stranger Things. You. Probably you, Cheddar Steve. Didn't we got gay kisses already? Beauty is on the inside. Yeah, but her character was just showing on that little clip I saw. No beauty detected there. Of a bumhole. A liberal woman are the worst and super racist. Yeah, because they have to save the blackies, you know? White liberal women have to save all the blackies. The racism comes from the heart, though. Only liberal woman, white woman can save the blackies. That's what they think, at least. We need more black people in video games. There is a Stranger Things video game, by the way. And you have the black boy in there too, so. Never finished that one. I got it for free on Epic. But since I can't access Epic because Epic is asshole, fuck them, big time. That's all I can say. But the game itself was nice. Overall, the game was actually nice. Retrofeel. That all looks so cheap. And people made comparison with, I don't know from which music video that it is. I know it's from a music video, but yeah, the CGI looks like not much better. Again, comparison. That is, I think, a music video from early O's. Look at this. That looks horrible. That looks just horrible. And I don't like his hairstyle. But I guess it fits late 80s, maybe. Horrible. Horrible. And the jokes go on and on. One thing I'm not gonna watch clips. 400 million supposedly cost dollars for this shit. Yeah, I would be pissed too. If I would be subscribed to Netflix, which I'm not. Fuck them. Was going to make a Spy Kids 3D joke, but it honestly looks better. Yeah, I wouldn't say it looks better, but it looks the same cheap. Same fucking cheap. It was from a Linkin Park video, okay. Linkin Park, yeah. Yes, Ike, look at Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, but she did a lot of drugs over like decades and decades. She's not as old as Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan, how old is she? What was it? Lindsay Lohan. How old is Lindsay? 40 years old. Lindsay looks still way better than this Robin. Just saying. I never seen a black person with that hairstyle, and I grew up in a black city, lol. Maybe that's like a meme from the 80s of black kids in like those 80s sitcom. I don't know. I have no idea. Can't tell you. Can't tell you because we have not a lot of blackies. I mean, these days more than when I grew up in Switzerland. So never saw that hairstyle myself live. Man, that poor kid's hair. Bye, kids. Yeah. Critical Drinker called Avatar 3 a $400 million screensaver. Yeah, but Avatar is doing way better than Netflix stuff right now. They might come over 1 billion, and we are in the third week. Avatar 3, the numbers. Let's check it out live. Where are we at this very moment? I want to find out. That's the first avatar. Fire and Ash. There. We have to click. Yeah, not too far from 1 billion already. It was released 19th of December. So roughly 3 weeks ago, buddy. Already almost reaching 1 billion. It's gonna go up. Gonna reach 2 billion sooner or later. It's gonna make the money. And Avatar 1, Avatar 2 was fine. Just not memorable. But well shot. Dialogue okay. Music, whatever. So it's not gonna offend really anybody. It's not gonna do anything like major weird stuff. It's just gonna keep this recipe of success. Why not? There are rumors out there, and I think maybe they have been confirmed that Avatar 4 and 5 are not being done by James Cameron anymore. I think he has just enough money now, way than he needs, way more than he needs. One of the Burger King kids had a hair like that. That sounds almost racist how you said it there, Haste. Just pointing that out. Don't think just a consume product. Avatar sucked when it first came out. It still sucks now. It's fine. It's fine compared to what you get else out there movie-wise. It's a masterpiece. Absolutely masterpiece. Haven't seen any of the Avatar movies. Hey, you can watch it. You're not gonna be offended, but like I said, it's probably not gonna be very memorable for yourself. Linkin Park walked so Stranger Things could run. Good wording there. Every shot from the Stranger Things finale looks like this. It does. At least what we see here, those screenshots. This piss-colored, oddly lit CGI of some of the last episodes seen in is especially baffling considering Stranger Things' 5th season is estimated to have a budget rivaling that of a blockbuster films like The Avengers Endgame and Avatar. Yeah. And again, people forget that all the fucking time. Netflix is a streaming service. The money comes from, I mean, these days they have also ads, which is weird in general. But it comes from the people's subscription, monthly subscription. And they don't have only Stranger Things, right? They have a ton and ton of other productions. And they have to pay a ton of licenses for certain shows and movies, right? So all that money has to come in somehow. The only big way to do that is subscriptions. Now my question is always, are you gonna lure in new subscribers with this expensive show? Is anybody gonna subscribe because of season 5 of Stranger Things? I don't know. You might actually lose subscribers because of nonsense like that. I just heard today that on Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kindle said like it's fine, like this last season is fine, but he wouldn't put like the show now on in any basket like best shows ever created. That might have been the case the first 3 seasons. The 4th season already started like to feel like weird. Why are the women depicted like badasses so much already? So yeah, we have to wait how that goes. Save yourself, it's shite. I once had this poop that looked kind of blue. I named it Avatar. Good for you, Chatter Steve. As usually, Chatter Steve is just spouting shit into the world through his mouth, which is weird. It reminds me instantly about the South Park episode, people putting the food up the butt and shitting out of the mouth. Good job, Chatter Steve. Good job. And speaking of racism, fucking California is putting folic acid on tortillas for Latinos. Not all Latinos eat tortillas. You think that's racist? Maybe they don't want to get rid of the Latinos. I don't know folic acid, what that really is, so I can't tell anything about that either. No opinion on that. Netflix is the new Showtime. What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean, Haste? Showtime? What was the last show I watched of Showtime? Can't even remember. Can't tell you. Really not. Streaming is the new cable. The whole point that made it better was because they had no commercials. Hey, still, you can still watch whatever you want, whenever you want, right? Just with ads now. Which is fucking stupid. But I think that the higher tiers of the subscription has no ads, right? But you have to pay something like $30 a month, which is bananas. One of the points anyway. Speaking of women, Badass Lioness is a good show. Lioness. Doesn't sound nice in the ears. Lioness and woman badass. Haste, what's wrong with you? I just saw today, speaking about people watching the wrong shit. You remember last week we had the news about the gay hockey show, which is big successful, which is another indicator that the world is just going fucking still gay as shit. Straight men are watching like in masses this gay hockey show. What is something rivalry, heavy rivalry or some bullshit like that. But yes, supposedly straight male are watching that show and they like it. Haste. I think hockey is gay in general, but there you go. You can safely watch that show and nobody will think you're more gay than usual. But another indicator. World is going gay. You can tell when a nigga just sick and tired of his job. LMAO. He was replying to Finn needs to be fired. This is genuinely the worst line read I've ever seen on the show. We're not gonna hear it. For being so kind to me. That's what 11 said. It's not gonna. I don't know, man. It's weird. Oh, clip reaction here. We're not gonna care for clip reaction. Yeah, but social media is filled. It's filled with all kinds of opinions here. And this show went off the cliff, I think. I'm gonna watch season 5. I want just to know lore-wise, story-wise, what's going on with the Upside Down world. I don't really care for any character. Maybe for the mother of Will, because Winona Ryder was her name, right? Who played the mother. Good actress, at least in this show. Great actress, and the role is just motherly love. A lot of that included. Other than that, I don't know. Just weird. Ahoy, Big Z. Let's celebrate that Ike didn't die in the fire death. Well, I was far away from that. Hope everyone has a good day. Linus was produced by a creator of Yellowstone. Yeah, but didn't Yellowstone had also gay stuff at the end? Hockey isn't gay, but they say you say hockey is gay. What do you want me, hockey? Hockey? Do you want the hockey? Eh? Want the hockey? You want the hockey up your ass? Haste. These weirdos gotta gay up every sport and play rap full blast. Now, that's kind of a main story we have today to just make this show a little bit longer, because otherwise the show would be very short today. The 30 most anticipated movies of 2026, according to Polygon staff. And I don't know what to tell you, but Polygon is not one of those magazines that has a good opinion on all kinds of entertainment issues, topics. But we're going to go through it and we're going to see if you agree or not with me together. Against all odds, 2025 was a very good year for movies. No, not really. I couldn't see any movie like popping in my head, which was like, oh yeah, 2025, the movie year. The movie year 2025. More like, oh shit, we got in 2025 fucking Superman that destroyed the DC studios, actually. Nobody wants to admit that still. For some odd reason, everybody's like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. James Gunn is keep on destroying every fucking franchise in DC. But it's gonna be fine. So somehow he's gonna fix it. He's a mastermind. He plays 88D chess. Some bullshit like that. Despite he lying in your face all the fucking time about the numbers, about the budgets, about how successful stuff is. And he made a great show that Haste Zealot loves. The Peacemaker, he loved the Peacemaker, the first episode he loved most. Like, just a random dude in the middle of the room in an orgy jerking off all alone. I tried to watch the show just to see what is it about, but when I came to that one scene with the orgy, I was just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Adult content, fine, and whatever, but come on. And that's just... You're not edgy, you're not like this kinky adult stuff producer. You're just gay, James Gunn. You like to see your wife being banged by others. With the Marvel Cinematic Universe effectively sidelined, Hollywood placed its bets on ambitious original stories instead. Even the biggest franchise hits bucket convention to offer fresh perspective and unique experiences. Before you get too excited, remember that the two biggest movies of 2025 were still live-action adaptations of Minecraft and Lilo and Stitch: Baby Steps. If you would ask me, just in a conversation, just in the dialogue, talking about how my life is, how is your day going, what did you do yesterday, what do you like to eat, and all of a sudden you ask me, which movie did you like of 2025 most? That came out in 2025. I couldn't answer you right away because I don't consider 2025 as a good movie year because there was not a lot of good stuff. I guess I still need to watch Weapons, the horror movie. Big praises there. Sinners I watched, but that comes just up in my head when I think about it, like hard thinking. Just like out of the gate, instantly answer to you couldn't come up with anything. So is 2025 a movie year for you? Oi, Ultraswine. Oink oink to you, sir. Don't oink me. People like Minecraft tend to like the movie. Oh, you mean like whoever played it? It's not just not mine. I really hate Jack Black in some regard. I absolutely despise Jason Momoa, so fuck that dude. That's why I don't like the movie. And I never liked Minecraft, so not for me. But yes, people who like the game probably like also the movie. And those people are usually like more in the teenager range or early 20s. I saw that faggot James Gunn in person before should have thrown a tomato at him. That's assault, though. That's assault. I was watching the titties, but the show is too degenerate for the superhero show. Season 2 was just fucking dumb, which is too bad because I liked season 1. Oh, now he rolls back. Now he backs down. But he loved the orgy with the random dude in the middle of the room jerking off all alone. How can you film that shit and think that's a good idea? James Gunn, what a retard. We're even getting a new Scream movie and a new Scary movie. Plus, there's a new Spider-Man out that's supposed to be nuts. One thing seems clear, 2026 will be a jam-packed year for fans of science fiction, fantasy, horror, superheroes, and epic blockbuster movies in general. Below you'll find the holy shit. A dry throat all of a sudden. Below you'll find the 30 movies that we at Polygon are most excited for in coming year, says Jake Kleinman. And top one is 20 years later. The Bone Temple. Haven't seen the new 20 years later. The prior to this one. I just marked one phrase here, one sentence, or partially of it. Filmed in tandem with 20 years later, but directed by Nia Da Costa, Candyman, and The Marvels. That tells me everything I need to know, and why you at Polygon put that on number 1. Candyman, really? The Marvels? You know The Marvels?
Black girl magic.
The super successful The Marvels, right? And Candyman, also super successful. Come on. Come on. Why are you destroying IPs? Nobody's gonna like the movie just because of the Nia Da Costa making it. I don't know. All you need is kill. All you need is kill. It's an anime. It's supposedly to be like the originating factor idea for the Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, right? The Japanese light novel that inspired Edge of Tomorrow gets an adaptation of its own. I watched the trailer. I hate it. I absolutely think it's disgusting looking. Like all kinds of colors. You see it in this one screenshot. And the character design. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Somebody had an art project going on and made it into an anime, and it might be good action overall, but no, not for me. Send help. I'm not gonna send you shit. Made by Sam Raimi. I don't know why he is praised as this master director, as this genius. Supposedly the best Spider-Man movies ever came out of his ass. I think they are okay, but I think he is a little bit overrated as a director, as a maker. So I don't know what's happening with this movie. I don't care. I'm just showing you what Polygon is thinking is gonna be most anticipated on rank 3 by Sam Raimi. Scream 7, I haven't watched. I don't even know if I ever watched number 2. Everybody has watched probably Scream 1 for sure. But after Scream 1, I don't think... Why are people so into the Scream? 7, we're gonna get 7. She is 50 years old. You see the age, I would say. A lot of wrinkles, a lot of aging in her face visible. Not sure if I like that. She's still an okay looking woman, but yeah. Project Hail Mary, sci-fi, kind of tries to give you the feeling of The Martian with Matt Damon, but only in space, and he is trying to fight whatever is going on with his pod, just wandering through space. Ryan Gosling with a beard. Probably gonna make some money because it's Ryan Gosling, and women in particular love Ryan Gosling. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, is on number 6. Those are not twins, by the way, but they are very look-alike. Two different actors. Big eyes, kind of the same lips, at least the underlip is same. But yes, the eyes very similar, but they're completely different human beings. Just saying. Also a horror slasher movie. I don't care really. Never watched number 1. Polygon waiting for it though. This one is gonna be successful for sure. It's gonna make Nintendo lots and lots of monies. Super Mario Galaxy movie on number 7. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna give them any monies. Not from me. They are not gonna get any monies. Eugenics with Ike. I don't think you know the meaning of eugenics. It's fucking, just because I tell you those look alike doesn't mean I'm for eugenics or convey any eugenics information. Eugenics is something very much different than you are trying to allude here, buddy. Fucking Canadians. The Mummy, we talked about that. That was 4 months ago, something like that, maybe already. That Brendan Fraser was very happy about doing it now, and it's gonna be a continuation of The Mummy. It's gonna be like Mummy with Tom Cruise never happened, ever. And it's gonna pretend The Mummy 3 didn't happen with Jet Li in China, you know. It's an okay movie, but also not very memorable. I don't know if we should look forward to this number 8 by Polygon, The Mummy. Mortal Kombat 2. The trailer, great. Focusing on Johnny Cage here. He looks good in it. I think it does a great job overall. Probably gonna be very violent. It's a joke. Yeah, but the joke needs to make sense. The Mandalorian and Grogu. That might be a movie for Disney to make some money. Because for some reason, for retarded reasons, Grogu is beloved by all them white liberal women. And Pedro Pascal. Don't forget Pedro Pascal is in it. Carl Urban. Yes. He's overall a great actor, I think. Even in the very gay, towards the end, very, very extremely gay show, The Boys, Carl Urban is like great actor in that show. You can think about the content whatever you want, right? He just knows how to do that one role at least. After a brutally long hiatus, Star Wars returns to the big screen with the latest installment of Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, and Mando's adventures, aka Pedro Pascal. It was the year of Pedro Pascal. You know? Masters of the Universe is coming. Don't forget that. I guess we can play whatever you're gonna see here. That's pretty much it. It's gonna show the title in different languages. That's all we're gonna get. We had about 3 months ago, maybe, like a screenshot of the main actor, and he is training to get like the physicals, the physiological appearance of Adam, of He-Man himself. That one screenshot looked good, like he looked like He-Man. It was a little bit in shadow, but he looked like He-Man at least. I'm not looking forward to this at all. Dolph Lundgren is the He-Man. You remember when did that movie came out? When did that movie came out? I need to go over Dolph Lundgren's IMDb page. Mid-80s, early 90s, maybe. And it was not called He-Man. It had a different name. I don't remember names as usual. It was also called just Masters of the Universe. And the bad rating. I loved the movie as a kid. And compared to many movies today, it's still a better movie than anything else. Story-wise might have been a little bit lame, going to Earth and all that shit. But if you check it out, like costume-wise, they did a good job overall. With the sound device that can open portals and shit. I like the movie. I still think it's enjoyable. But yes, in 1987. But I guess it's time for a new one. For a new Masters of the Universe. Dread was good. Dread was not good. Dread is still good. Like with Carl Urban, for sure. His jokes make sense. No, Cheddar Steve's jokes don't make sense at all. With a name like Pedro Pascal, you just need to call IC now. That's kind of racist, just because the name is different than you have one. Mm-hmm. The He-Man game is looking good. Yeah, it looks good, but I think Limited Run is making the He-Man game. Don't put too much hope into that one, Ultra Swine. I refuse to watch anything new with Pascal. I don't blame you. He-Man and a company get the live-action treatment from director Travis Knight. Kubo and the Two Strings. Great animated movie, by the way. I love that one. Amazing music. Story, like, very decent. And Bumblebee. Bumblebee is watchable. Story doesn't make a lot of sense. It's good, well made and all that. But it's kind of like outside of anything Transformers, really. Because it is really focusing a lot of Bumblebee himself. Well made, that's for sure, but not sure if we can enjoy this one. Okay, we have to wait and see. In today's time, it's gonna be probably gay though. Something gay is gonna be included. Disclosure Day is on is ranked 12, most anticipated by Polygon. We watch a trailer together here. Here on this show, TAGN, 2 p.m. Eastern. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Steven Spielberg tries to pull it off. It looks lame. I don't trust Steven Spielberg anything these days. So yeah, Scary Movie 6, if you want to laugh, I guess. Again, I watched Scary Movie 1. After that, I was kind of done with whatever. Bumblebee was meh. Yeah, but it was not like, it was also not, yeah. It is meh. Like, you can watch it and you're not going to be upset. You're not going to be happy either, but you're not going to be upset wasting time. You're just going to be watching it and not care anymore about it. Maybe it was for young girls. Toy Story 5. Pixar. I think Pixar is a lot of done. Nobody really cares for Pixar stories anymore. Pixar was once a really high quality, high end movie making, animated movie making name in the industry. Whatever Pixar produced was just gold, pure gold. Money making. They couldn't lost any money. But then at one point came the time where just nobody cared for sequels anymore either. And Pixar was producing Airplane. Was, I think, the first Pixar movie that all of a sudden not a lot of income anymore. Cars 2 was good. Cars 3 came out, I think, after Airplane or Planes. I don't remember exactly the name. They tried the same recipe just with air vehicles, right? And people all of a sudden were not super interested anymore. So Pixar, just money-wasting company at this point. And in the meantime, they had those stories about the CEO of Pixar or a high-ranking executive touching women wrongly, right? Accusation going around. I think they had to lay him off just to save face. And it seems not to go super well since then. Yeah. Supergirl, sure. It's gonna be a massive, massive hit for DC. We just talked a little bit about DC. And the James Gunn just keeps on failing, in my opinion. I kept saying that from the very beginning on. Superman has to make like insane amount of money. It did not. It still hasn't done anything good for DC, and therefore the studio is done. People are just done with it. The whole studio changed. People forget that too. The whole studio changed. They let everybody out of the equation. Zack Snyder, compared to Zack Snyder, the James Gunn stuff is just dog shit. I don't care what you think about Zack Snyder. If you want to be Zack Snyder, bro, fine, whatever. But compared to James Gunn stuff, Zack Snyder's stuff is like masterpiece. Everything masterpiece. So James Gunn is gonna try with his second movie that he produced and directed and whatever, right, in the DC studios to make money. It's not gonna work. You know, people just feel certain stuff is wrong. And people feel that with James Gunn's stuff, a lot of things are very wrong. Supergirl is not going to make any money. I don't care about the budget. It's not going to make any money back. And I kind of hate the actress. Alone her face is like want me to punch Supergirl. This stupid smirk. And according to many sources, Supergirl was always sassy and bossy and the older cousin of Clark Kent and Superman, right? But yeah, fuck that shit. I really can't look forward to that. But Polygon placed it on number 15. Sure. The Odyssey. Looking forward to this movie. I'm kind of a little bit suspicious how much quality is involved in the newest Nolan movie here. They finally managed to do also the 4K version trailer on YouTube, because the first 2 weeks, of at least the first week, was like, what the heck? They put a low bitrate and only 1080p trailer on every platform, and because it was low bitrate, the quality was just like, what the fuck are you doing, Universal? Evil Dead Burn, I have no idea about this one, but Sam Raimi again is being mentioned. So fine, whatever. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Yes, Zendaya is back, everybody, with her husband, Tom Holland, who said, by the way, the Odyssey is the best thing ever happened to him as an actor. But this one is going to be money making, probably, because people are retarded, I guess. Zendaya is included, not for me. I hate that bitch. Probably a dude again. This one directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, Shang-Chi. Because that's a big success story, right? Shang-Chi at Disney Marvel. So stupid. The Dog Stars. Ridley Scott's latest movie is a post-apocalyptic epic set in the aftermath of a deadly virus. But don't worry, it's not a COVID movie. The Dog Stars is based on Peter Heller's 2012 book of the same name and features an all-star cast, including Jacob Elordi, Margaret Qualley, Josh Brolin, Guy Pearce, and Benedict Wong. Benedict Wong? I don't know. It wasn't that the guy from Doctor Strange? Like the Asian guy? I don't know. Guy Pearce, I kind of like this actor. Jacob Elordi is also a good actor overall. Josh Brolin. I don't know. But yes, Ridley Scott kind of lost his movie magic touch too. I put him on the same level, maybe like Steven Spielberg. Just stop doing those movies. Just, you have enough money. You have established your name. But he still did the fucking Gladiators 2. Nobody knows why. Coyote versus Acme. I thought this movie already came out, but it's supposedly to come out 2026. The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. I thought also this movie came out 2024 at one point. But no, it's still in the making, and it finally will be released in 2026. They're probably gonna destroy this movie too. Clayface. It's gonna be a DC movie, right? A horror DC movie. A very adult horror movie, they said. Rated R for retard, probably, though. It's gonna be a James Gunn movie. Before, everybody, again, DC needed to make a lot of money with Superman. They missed that chance. James Gunn was like, I don't need money. I'm James Gunn. I'm James Gunn. That's another reason for you to just watch the movie. I don't need to make money for DC and Warner Bros. And I don't need to make like maybe a good Batman movie either. Before I make a Batman movie, I'm gonna make a side character, a side villain, Clayface first. Benedict Wong was in Doctor Strange. That's what I said. And thought. Thank you. So yeah, Clayface comes before a good, like, DC Universe Batman. We're gonna get probably before a DC Universe Batman movie, the Batman 2, which came out, the Batman, which is not in the same universe, right? So stupid, man. Resident Evil by the weapons creator, Zach Greger. Probably going to be successful, probably going to be good because the weapons was very well received. We're kind of looking a little bit forward to that one myself. On 24th ranked here, Street Fighter. Very mixed feelings. I'm not going to enjoy this movie because Jason Momoa is in it. And it's going to be a 50-50 hit movie. Chun-Li. I'm not going to say more. Just Chun-Li. Remain. That's the movie called on rank 25. M. Night Shyamalan. Did you maybe wrote it wrongly? Shyamalan? Don't care though too much if it's correct or not. Is on a winning streak. Sure. Nobody is caring for M. Night Shyamalan movies anymore. The Hunger Games, it's still going on. I lost like any plot in that franchise. But a new one is coming out next year too. An untitled Jumanji 3-quel. I'm not looking too much forward. I kind of like The Rock and the redhead. Don't know her name. Forgot her name. Jumanji 1 and 2 was okay. Was okay. Despite having Jack Black in it. But it was okay. We're going to get a new one. Now this one is going to be a big one. And I'm surprised that it's not higher on the ranking at Polygon, by the way. The Avengers Doomsday ranked 28th of most anticipated of 30 movies. I have my idea why it's ranked pretty low, but they needed to include it in this ranking. I'm going to tell you in a second. Oi, Meg, the Jumanji sequels were enjoyable fluff. Yeah, that's good. That's a good wording there. Enjoyable fluff. Enjoyable fluff. You can watch it. You can have fun with it. Has some decent jokes here and there. But it has still Jack Black in it. I think it would be more enjoyable without Jack Black. Maybe. Maybe they would have lost money though. But who knows? Don't need number 3. Yeah. Might be good, might be bad. I don't know. I'm not anticipating it myself. Polygon is anticipating it, at least on rank 27 out of 30. Helion. Ahoy there. Don't remember your name ever in my chat. But ahoy. If you follow, you're going to be a retard. And you're going to be one of the good retards. So my thought about why it's ranked so low is because maybe, it's just an idea. The brothers who made that, the Russo brothers, who have been contracted to make a Doomsday and I think the Secret Wars 2, they want to put in some family values, you know? You see in the very first trailer, the Captain America's baby here, Steve Rogers, has become a daddy. You know, family value. Wholesome overall, very lame in general, wholesome though, nonetheless. He's smiling, he's happy with his own child in his hands. And then we have the newest trailer was with Thor, right? And Thor is talking about he needs to get strength. He's calling his father, his godly father, right? For strength. Because he needs to protect, to fight for his child, you know? Family values again. Very hetero. Very hetero. Maybe that's the why it's ranked so low. But maybe that makes that movie actually more enjoyable. Because it shows you like decent human values. Family and such. But because it's Polygon, those people don't like family. At least not when they are not gonna get gifts by their mommy and daddy all the time. But yes, that's just my thought about it. Dune Part 3. I really don't like the main actor, Timothy Chalamet, or however you pronounce his name. I think he's very meh, very mediocre. Maybe Mediocre Gamer Girl likes him though, because he's so mediocre too. Visually, movies are great, but then again, Jason Momoa, fuck that shit. And last but not least, Polygon rated Werewolf as the 30th movie in their most anticipated of 2026. Never heard of a new werewolf movie. I'm not having any hopes it's gonna be any good because it's Polygon. The whole list is like very, very not. Whatever. I don't care. I don't even have words to call them out. But yeah, bad list in my opinion. Let's get to some news that are really interesting. Really interesting. Prices of an obscure PS4 game are rocketing thanks to the latest PS5 jailbreak efforts. The price of an obscure PS4 game is skyrocketing on the second-hand market thanks to its necessity in a new PS5 jailbreak. The game, of which 1,000 or less physical copies were produced, has suddenly become not a hot commodity among jailbreak enthusiasts and resellers alike. The game in question is Star Wars Racer's Revenge. Specifically, the limited run game's physical special re-release for the PS4. This collector's item was first sold in 2019 by Limited Run as a collector's item. The company's business model focuses on taking older titles and repackaging them in special physical versions for enthusiasts. Why is this game noteworthy? According to one of the developers behind the upcoming version 12.0 PS5 jailbreak, this physical version of the Star Wars Racer's Revenge is needed. The reason is interesting, as the game has a decades-old bug that allows players to inject code via its Hall of Fame menu. So in order to jailbreak the PS5, you will need to snatch yourself a copy of the game. That's pretty much the gist of this story about this particular physical release game. And I checked it, and you're gonna have to pay at least like $200 at least for this very obscure game release here. Physical release by Limited Run. And supposedly out there are actually only 1,000 copies in total. So if you want to get it to jailbreak your PS5, you're going to need this one for now. But because this happened and it's connected, it's connected together. We got the breaking news over the last 4 days. Breaking PS5 ROM keys have been leaked, opening the path to jailbreaks. This is a major security compromise for the PlayStation 5, effectively jailbreaking the console at the hardware level via its platform security processor, PSP. So we got only this news first, then we got like more information which game you need for now, because it allows you to insert some code over the game's menu in the ranking, in the roster, which is interesting. I bet with you there are more games that can inject code, but for now we got only those informations. And yeah, we're gonna see which other game is gonna allow us to use like bugs to insert code into the hardware level and jailbreak your console. That might be very interesting in the near future, because a jailbreaked console means you have access to more code inside the console. As soon as you get the console jailbreaked, you might be able to do it on a different software basis over, I don't know, an attached hard drive, for example, to execute some code in specialized ways and all that. For example, I mean, that's now nothing new, but the PlayStation 3, you can do like the jailbreaking completely on a software level. You don't need any chips, anything like that. You just need to insert certain browser code to execute the code on hardware levels. And you have a jailbreak, and you can put all kinds of other software on it from that point on. So for everybody, good news, I would say. A jailbroken console is, in my opinion, the best news you can get for your console. You just wait and see what the hacker and the cracker community is going to do with software. Find new ways for you to jailbreak your console safely without bricking it and making it into a brick. Everyone forgot Sasura. Sasura? What the heck is Sasura? I couldn't finish watching Dune 2. Why not? What's wrong with Dune? Like I said, it's visually, it's amazing. It's very well done visually, but story-wise, I think it's too slow. It's made too slow. Music is also good in Dune, but again, everything is just too slow. I can't enjoy too slow movies. They have sometimes like a few action sequences, but nothing worthwhile. It bored me. Yeah, I don't blame you. Now, to the main attraction of today. Because you might get PlayStation 6 with a companion AI. Who knows? Overall, it's just interesting, this patent. Sony patented AI-generated video game tutorials this year. And it sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, it kind of does, because it's gonna record everything you do on your console. I like the first one. I had the same feelings to both. Tutorials might well be the bane of the video game industry's existence. Teaching a player how to do something is surprisingly difficult to do. Even if a developer crafts an educational and entertaining tutorial, there's no telling whether the players will find it, try it, or pay enough attention to learn from it. When was the last time you actually used the PlayStation 5's in-game help feature? Exactly. Perhaps this is why Sony has been exploring more ways to get players on the same page, this time with AI. Yeah, dumb down your players even more. How about that? A good tutorial is just like in the game when you start playing it, without like being too intrusive in your gameplay. For example, if you just play a game and all of a sudden you have like a stop screen and you have to read like 2 pages of text and text walls to continue, that's gonna destroy the gameplay of everybody. It's not going to be enjoyable if you have too much text. If it's going to show you with the gameplay itself live and just quickly stops like the screen and like highlights certain buttons, that is less of a like a disturbing element in the game itself. So yeah, you can make tutorials fun, or you can make tutorials like really annoying. And back in the days, the tutorials were in the booklets. I mean, yeah, sure, it's 20 years plus at this point, for sure. But usually, if you wanted to get help, you either go into the help menu of any game, or put out your booklet where you got that you got it with the physical game itself. Even CDs and DVDs back then, they got some kind of helpful booklet. But usually you had to find out stuff for yourselves too, you know. Your hand wasn't being held by all the time by the game either, you know. Just pointing that out. But Sony thinks like, yeah, you're too retarded anyway, so we need to hold your hand even strong, not let go of you. That's how this article is going to read. Most newer games already do too much hand-holding. Yes. As spotted by Boing Boing, there's a Sony patent dating back to April that seems to have gone under the radar despite its curious premise. In it, Sony proposed the idea of ghost assistance, where the game session connects to an artificial intelligence engine. The engine generates what Sony calls a ghost character, who will basically show the player what needs to be done in that specific portion of the game. The interactive actions by the ghost character are configured to progress the ghost character along an interactive path of the game, the patent reads. Based on phrasing, it seems that players will need to have a specific mode turned on in order for any of this to trigger, which theoretically means that you can opt out of seeing random ghosts telling you what to do. You might get opt out of like seeing that stuff, but how it sounds to me already is in the background, it is recording any movement, any button hit you did. What that means is it is generating, probably, if that system will ever be implemented, we don't know, but I think Sony might be onto something here. It's gonna make a character upon your behavior in the background all the time. Whenever you put the controller in your hand, whenever you push a button, how long you wait between pushing the buttons, how long you wait between sessions, it's going to record all that stuff and making a nice detailed profile of your behavior. And I'm guaranteeing you here too, that will never be abused. And if a hack is going to happen on Sony's network again, all that data is probably going to be leaked and everybody is going to be profiled even more. Just saying. Players also be able to control how much the help the Ghost AI actually provides. The AI might guide a player with an overlay of what needs to be done. Or it could give the player examples of specific button inputs needed to progress through the game. Yeah, click this button, you moron. My brain doesn't work well. Simple Jack. The Ghost can hold an interactive conversation with the player using natural language, like you might when speaking to an AI like Grok. And of course, the Ghost can simply do whatever you need for you. Now it's worth keeping a few things in mind here. Though Sony repeatedly uses the word AI, this does not necessarily mean that the feature will be similar to the conversational technology powering things like ChatGPT. I mean, if it can answer you, if it can reply to you, it's probably going to be the same stuff. They might do even a deal with ChatGPT as a big corporation business deal, like including the through an API directly to ChatGPT, and in exchange for data, user behavior with Sony, they might get like access way cheaper to the AI itself. Who knows? But the wording of the patent certainly sounds like it. Sony specifies that the AI will be trained from a plurality of training footage sources. That it will use to analyze live gameplay so it can offer the player contextual help. That footage can be based on previous playthroughs of the game generated by other users, both in network and out of network, as well as anything online that it might deem helpful, like social media posts or websites description. The patent also specifies that the game engine could be distributed among a plurality of processing entities, each of which may reside on different server units of a data center. What is, it sounds to me, the last sentence there is like it's just gonna generate specific like behavior characteristics from you, you know, meaning on levels, maybe like which level had the most people had most difficulties with it, and maybe doing it like this subsets of data points. But it's never going to lose you out of sight. So your behavior is going to be recorded all the time, no matter what. Another aspect that makes this sound like our more modern understanding of AI is that Sony says the ghost can look like basically anything. The ghost character can be represented as a character from a movie, a character figure from another game, or a user-generated character. The patent reads. Later on, the patent specifies that the AI model can continuously learn from game scenarios posed by other sources as the user makes progress. Yeah, and it's going to pretend and Sony is going to tell us all that, don't worry, your data is safe, your profile is safe, and it's just so much convenient when you don't need to search for a tutorial online, but by a press of a button, you're going to get help from the AI directly. And we are not going to name names, or we are not going to show you profiles of other players, but according to data, we know that you're going to most likely have troubles in that particular level, with that particular jump, with that particular fight, whatever, doesn't matter. Because we know how you play games, and we know how other play games. So those profiles are going to be generated, and the AI is just going to compare certain profiles and going to find out who is like taking the same, who has the same mentality, who has the same gameplay approach to certain levels and all that. And it's going to be very efficient. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be very efficient predicting how idiotic you are going to play your very game you are playing at the very moment. You know, and it's going to be scary. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be scary if they're going to be implementing such a system. It's going to tell you how you're going to behave next, based on your previous gameplays and other people's previous gameplays, and other people's behavior and mentality and the style of your gameplay and their gameplays, if they match. The patent also poses the possibility of having the AI technology track the gaze of the user. The gaze of the user. or use a camera to capture images of in real life space the players occupies. That I don't need to say more here. When the patent mentions like cameras and just recording you too while you press the buttons to make the profile even better and more detailed, meaning that user had this facial expression at that very point when he had troubles with this very level. Crazy. If that sounds like a security nightmare, well, there's still a reason to hold some hope. A patent does not guarantee that the company in question will actually do whatever it described in the document. Patents tend to describe a myriad of possibilities that may not bear out in the end product. The 2025 patent is also the latest iteration of the patent Sony filed back in 2023. If something like the AI Ghost ever does come to life, it may not be until we get a PlayStation 6. And based on what's happening with graphics cards and memory chips right now, it's increasingly looking like new consoles won't be a reality anytime soon. It's going to be delayed, like we already discussed this on Tuesday. Probably going to be delayed a year or so. Hopes were that in 2027 the new PlayStation 6 will be released. Might be coming 2028-ish. But because AI is a big thing, you know, AIs are 2 letters, as we know from Kamala Harris, right? It most likely it's gonna be included though, this patent, into the system of a PlayStation 6. Because PlayStation 6 is gonna be a new GPU CPU combination by AMD, and AMD is doing everything they can to put in some AI cores into their dice, into their packages there. Because supposedly the market demands that. I don't think if we all as players and users really demanded that, I never catched myself like writing a letter to NVIDIA and saying, please, dear NVIDIA, how about you put some more tensor cores on your overpriced GPU to make it even more expensive? I didn't catch myself ever, never caught myself doing that. But that's how it goes right now, and AMD is gonna do more AI stuff too with their hardware, on the hardware level. And most likely the PlayStation 6 is gonna be the first like big AI console. Chances are high. And this patent doesn't sound fun at all, and I don't know if Sony just wants to protect their ass, like before Nintendo does such an patent. Microsoft doesn't need it, because Microsoft is not gonna have hardware stuff like that. Maybe Sony did something smart. And maybe they're gonna make a lot of monies because they can now pretend you're gonna have a free companion on your new console. No extra charge. I mean, if you pay the PlayStation subscription, PlayStation premium prices, the AI is gonna be just better. But it's gonna be free for everybody, because it's going to be on a hardware level at the end. I'm not looking forward to all that stuff, man. It sounds like a nightmare. I'm going to agree kind of with Polygon here on the phrasing, at least. And the mentioning of the camera, it's kind of scary. You should be aware of that nonsense. It's going to make a profile based on your playing behavior. It's going to make a profile connecting the player behavior with pictures while you're playing. So maybe the console PlayStation will have a camera included already, a small one just to see what's going on in your room. Oi, Cocteau. Not a fan of AI. Yeah, nobody seems to be, but everybody's using it. I'm using it as usual for fun. A little bit more better news towards the end, hopefully. Kinda. After 2 months of live streaming, Silent Hill F's actress finally beat the game. I like news reports like that. When those people who worked on the game, especially actors and voice actors and such, when they play the product, they are actually included in. Back when Silent Hill F actress Konatsu Kato went viral for live streaming the survival horror game, she was not particularly familiar with action games. But fans have watched her steadily get to grips with the acclaimed title over the past 2 months, and she finally beat the release this week on New Year's Eve as part of an epic 5-hour stream. Yeah, it's not like epic if you mean like because of the length. But I'm happy for her, and it seems like she enjoyed it. She even didn't go lower on the difficulty. The 20-year-old star who featured as the award-nominated heroine Hinako Shimizu resisted the temptation to dial down the difficulty after a new casual option was introduced. And so she finished on the standard setting. Good on her. That's just like a feel-good article that the actress played the game and finished it. And she seems to enjoy it. Enough so that she didn't go lower difficulties. Price hikes are gonna happen. We are already getting our first gaming price hike of 2026. Asus has cracked the seal on price hikes just ahead of the CES 2026. The electronics maker, which is responsible for a range of PC gaming hardware, including the already $1,000 ROG Xbox LEX, warned partners of strategic price adjustments for certain products starting January the 5th. The company didn't specify which product could get more expensive or by how much, but it did blame the current AI arms race for the upwards pressure on pricing. Oh yeah, let's blame the AI again. Like, yeah, we had no part in that fucking nonsense at all. Despite every main board we claim has some kind of AI included, and AI software and AI little chips, blah, blah, blah. And now you're blaming because of the AI craze, because the chips are going to be bought up by OpenAI on that. Good move, Asus. Good move. Like, you had no responsibilities about that market at all. Instead of fighting against AI and keeping the prices low and not making it more accessible to people, making people more lazy by using everything AI here, AI there. Oh, this toilet has AI. It's gonna analyze my shit with AI and tell you how healthy you are. You know? Instead of doing like a little bit fighting against it, you now blaming it. Yeah, sure. After you included anything AI in all your products too. These changes reflect shifts in capacity allocation by upstream suppliers, higher investment costs for advanced manufacturing processes, and structural supply gaps created by rising AI compute demand. Executive Lia Yi Qiang wrote on December 30th a letter that was translated by Videocards. The company directly points to DRAM and NAND and SSD components shortage as part of the issue. The announcement comes just days ahead of the annual Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, where Asus and other hardware manufacturers will be revealing new hardware updates and other tech products. Yeah, if you are going to blame the AI, Asus, I hope most likely you're not showing any AI on your products this year, on your main boards and GPUs and all that, right? Because this to be blamed the AI for the price hikes. You had nothing to do with it. It's just a fucking cheap move by Asus here. And yeah, the ROG Xbox Elite X already $1,000. It might get expensive. It's sold out in certain regards in many countries. The ROG Xbox Elite, the newest version, and that means the product couldn't be manufactured quick enough. That means they are still selling that thing. That means they need to order more chips. And ordering chips right now is pretty expensive. That might make those consoles very, very more expensive. So it might not be this console they are alluding those informations to, but most likely it will be. Last news? No, yeah, that was just a check on the money-making machine avatar there. Calm news today, as I said at the beginning, kind of short. I made it possible 2 hours because of the movie list. But yes, that's the TAGN for you. The Angry Game News every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 p.m. I am the only one on Rumble who talks a lot about real news in the gaming industry, sometimes also about movies. But I leave the movie part mostly to Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic and all that. The social media news, I don't care too much about that. I am focusing on real gaming news here. So if you want real news and not being just like blaming other stuff in the industry about you not being informed because of not enough channels giving you the hard news, really, you're to be blamed yourself. Yeah. Bad wording overall. English, you know.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Anyhow, you should look forward though to this Sunday. I'm going 2 p.m. this Sunday. I'm going to start painting. You can see it really kind of dark, but that's the figure. Princess Mononoke, Sun, and one of her wolf brothers going to be painted. I'm going to start with a premium stream on this Sunday. Probably going to do 5 hours and not going to be finished after that session, and do then regular streams for the rest. Other than that, thank you for being around, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Whatever time it might be, morning, evening, afternoon. Enjoy it. Take care. Bye-bye.